not much of a story.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's but it ended up in a long love story.
Right, so it is a good story.
We went to high school together.
So you came in 7th grade
Yeah, I
to
came
his
up
school?
in the 7th grade, and I'm not sure what grade he came up in. He was probably freshman, I don't know. We met, first time I laid eyes on him, I was in the hall at school at Woodward. And he was, oh my gosh, my best friend. I told her, I'm going to marry him someday. I said, he might not be my first husband, but I'm going to marry him. He's going to be my husband. And she came to my wedding, and she reminded me about that.
First time that I noticed her, she was always waiting to catch the bus home after school. She was always reserved and always just standing there. And she had long brown hair, and I thought, who is this beautiful young lady here, or this girl? I need to find out who she is.
I just remember how handsome he was in school, but he was always surrounded by girls. He loved girls, and they loved him. His girlfriend, I found out he was engaged to Lucille.
In high school?
In high school. Oh, we always grew up early.
Yeah.
We always grew up fast. Down in Kentucky, I guess some of them got married very young. We left Kentucky, that was out of it for us. We were Ohio. One day, I still hadn't met him. I was waiting on the bus. I lived up on the hill, and I had to catch a public bus because nobody drove at that time. The bus was so easy to get on.
I started saying, "Hi, how are you? And where do you live? Where do you take the bus to?" And she told me where she lived. So I would say hi to her for a couple of days, and then I said, "Well, if you got time to go get a soda at the little diner right about a half block away," and she said, "Well, I guess I can go and get a soda with you, and I can take a later bus home."
He'd come over to the bus stop and said, "Let's go have a Coke." There was a drugstore, I think, pretty close there. We went in, and he still was the cutest thing I ever saw. He got out his little black book and took my number down, and the name and number.
I got a chance to get her phone number and find out about her.
Was he engaged when you got the Coke?
Yes. Oh, yes. Matter of fact, I was too.
Nuh-uh. You were?
I had a real nice ring. This is what kids did in the 50s and whatever.
You're
That's what
funny.
they did.
So you were probably in like 9th or 10th grade, and he was older?
He's about 4 years older than me.
She told me she was older.
She did?
Yeah.
When you met?
When we met. But she's actually was a couple years younger than what she told me,
He got started a little bit late because where the school he went to down there, his mom made him wait to take Walter with him. So he and Walter were almost the same grade. And Walter was about my age, he was just about a year ahead of me. And so was Erv. Can't figure that one out.
She'd already met my brother, Walter. He'd already talked to her and everything. At school, he was with the school newspaper, and he'd always talk to he was always interviewing all the different girls and everything. So he'd always talk to her and interviewed her and everything, and she thought that was funny that she knew him, So that is your brother? I said, yeah. So
he was drafted into Korea, to go to the Korean War. When he was in Korea, his brother's wife wrote him that Lucille was going out on him. I found this out later, that she was going out on him, which was not true. She was just going out with friends.
Well, I had a girlfriend, and we'd been going out some and everything.
And she told him, yeah, he was going out on it. It made him mad, and he thought, whatever it was, he wanted to quit her anyway, I guess, because she was hard to get rid of, because she was a fighter. If some other girl would come up come at him, you know. I'm gonna get him. She was that way.
I liked her so much more, you know, that I just broke it off with the other girl. I didn't take her out anymore.
When he got home, of course, he didn't want to talk to her.
Yeah.
And never even talked about her anymore. And then he called me. That's when I got engaged, when he was gone. I wasn't engaged in high school. I said, no. I said, I'm going with Charlie, and I'm just, you know, we're okay. And then he called back.
I had to go into the service and get direct and everything, and then I just kind of lost contact. Two years later, when I got discharged from the service and everything, I thought, well, I called her again. I had her telephone number and everything, and I called her.
And then the third time he called, I thought, ooh, wow, maybe there's something to this. And I was so tired of Charlie, you know. He was just like a drag, you know, like it's somebody to go places with. That's the only reason I dated anybody, was so I'd have somebody to go places with. I knew, gosh, I didn't want to spend my life with Charlie. Ooh, Lord, no. I didn't even, you know, care for his type. But he was so nice looking.
Charlie was?
Yes, he had blonde curly hair.
Oh.
And asked her if she'd like to go out, and she said, yes, I wonder where you've been all that time, because I didn't write her and keep up with her as I should have, but we just kind of broke contact.
I said, okay, Irv, pick me up.
I finally asked her to go to a movie, and she said, well, there's a movie not too far from where I live, so you can pick me up and we go to a movie. And so our first date, we went to a movie.
I told my Aunt Mabel, he picked me up at my Aunt Mabel's house. I'm telling you the truth. I mean, I'm not coating it in any way.
Pick her up at her aunt's, Mabel's house. You know. I thought, well, I guess I'll be able to work all right.
And he come over to my Aunt Mabel's and came in. She lived in Coreyville at that time. She had, I don't know how many kids she had, probably 4 or 5. And all the kids were little, Jimmy and Johnny and all of them. He came in and he met Aunt Mabel, the first one he met in my family. Good thing. And she was nice.
I had this 39 Pontiac, the first car. So it was a convertible, and the girl picked her up, and so we went to a movie. And
We went to a movie. Went to movies. That's all you could do. Go to movies and downtown to the theater.
I don't remember now what movie we seen, but then we stopped at the old diner and I had something to eat before we went home.
I remember it being dark and I'd look at him and I'd think, oh my gosh, he is so handsome. How can I trap him? And that was a terrible way to feel. I don't want to trap anybody. But I really did. You know, I didn't care.
Next couple of times that I called her and talked to her, then I picked her up at her house, and then I was able to meet her dad and mom.
Then he called me the next night. Well, that was it. We saw each other every night for a date from there on.
We got along real good. We understood each other pretty well and our family and everything like that, and we just kind of hit it off real good, you know. So
Charlie called and said, who is this hillbilly I see you with?
she'd been engaged, this guy. He was asking her, well, who is this guy I see you talking to and walking with to go get a soda and everything, you know. He was unhappy, and so she didn't have anything more to do with him, so that was it.
I just, you know, I said, forget you, buddy. And I know I had given him a gift of some sort, Charlie, and so he asked for his ring back, and I regret that. I don't know if he asked for it, I gave it to him. I don't remember.
He gave his ring back?
I don't remember. I wished I'd have kept it. I really do. I didn't owe him a thing.
Yeah.
I hated him then. Looking back, I could have goofed my life up forever. You know, I really could have. Because he was, I don't know, it's so hard to explain the type he was. But they sure was planning on marrying me. His sister and his mother.
Oh gosh.
And I told him, this is it, buddy, for you.
Oh,
In
they
2
did?
months, we got engaged.
Oh gosh.
Started
Later.
going together every night. We'd go somewhere.
Yeah.
And just to sit and talk with him, you know. At Aunt Mabel's, it was great.
I was always asking Joetta, we go here, go there, and everything, and we got along real good.
He gave me my ring. It was at Eden Park.
Aw, that's where
God.
he proposed to you.
Isn't that romantic?
I love you.
Pull his Mercury car up around that circle. I don't tell anybody that.
Why?
Well, you would think you'd go to a nice restaurant or something.
Eden
We did.
Park
We
is
ate a lot of
cute.
nice restaurants, but we got married. And it was, I think, 6 months we were married by the time we met.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, when you know it's the right person. It's like with old people. They say, well, they better date more. But when you know, you know. When you got time, you know, it's time. You can't waste time. But we had the same everything, the same tastes for food, the same country ways. I don't know.
We liked a lot of things in common, and her folks were from Kentucky, of course, so were my folks. So we got along good that way.
If I could write this out on a computer, you know, I would think of some things that was nice.
But this is raw. It's good.
Is he up there yet?
No.
He's in line. They had so many kids, they let him stay down with Grandma. When Grandpa died, Herb stayed down there and took care of her. And because he was so little, he did a lot of things for her, like on the farm. She was so very enterprising lady, very smart. He learned more from her than he could ever learn in school, because I don't think she sent him to school all the time. He would go to town and take her milk and butter and everything for the restaurants that she would fix. He would sell everything when the animals, when they were born. Like, she'd give him his part for doing the work. And I never could find out what happened to that part. He never had a dime, a nickel. Well, I shouldn't say that. He didn't, bless his heart, and he didn't care. He probably wanted to help the family, because back then you had to help all you could.